What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Vince being done with WWE superstar Ricochet, coronavirus concerns mounting up in WWE, where's Rusev gone, The Undertaker being upset with WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story as we look at Raw's ratings and whether they went up or down. The second March edition of Raw featured some big angles and big matches, including the Street Profits defeating Seth Rollins and Murphy for the Raw Tag Team Championship, as well as Eric Rowan's crappy reveal. But how did the show fare in the ratings? According to PW Insider's Dave Shearer, the second March edition of Raw brought in 2,257,000 overnight viewers, up from last week's 2,210,000 overnight viewers. But as usual, Raw's audience decreased over time. Raw's second and third hours continue to decrease, and this week's third hour dropped 10% from hour 1 compared to 7% for the previous week. The Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online's Dave Meltzer pointed out the show was down 18% from the same week's episode last year. The first to third hour declines were 11% for women 18 to 49, 5% for men 18 to 49, and 9% for people over 50. However, teenagers and 18 to 34 grew as the show went on, which is uncommon these days. As we've noted last week, Hour 3 is problematic for Raw regardless of what they air in the third hour, suggesting that WWE's third hour competition is too strong for what and whom they're currently booking. But speaking of booking, Vince is apparently done with WWE superstar Ricochet. Ricochet was such a promising superstar whose United States Championship win just months after his Raw debut made him look to be on track for a huge push. Word quickly spread that Ricochet was one of Paul Heyman's pet projects, a wrestler being groomed for big things. However, after Ricochet dropped the US title to AJ Styles, his career began to sputter and hasn't recovered. Any chance Ricochet had of bouncing back, no pun intended, with his Super Showdown WWE Championship match against Brock Lesnar crashed and burned when Lesnar squashed him in just 1 minute. Ricochet's loss to 24/7 champion Riddick Moss has all but confirmed that his push is done. During an episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez discussed Ricochet's fall from grace. I don't know what the mentality is. Ricochet's done. It's Vince. You know he may change his mind next week. But yeah, this week he's done. He's so done. There's no, this was a burial without a doubt. Who knows, Vince just gets these things in his head like with Cedric Alexander, who was supposed to get a big push, and Vince just buried the guy and now he's burying another guy. As we've repeatedly noted, Vinnie Mac is still the man to call the shots, which means Paul Heyman can get behind someone 100%, but Heyman's efforts are worthless if McMahon doesn't go along. There's still no actual reason on why Vince has made this decision. Could it be that he still prefers brawn over talent? Is Vince still fearing that Ricochet's leaked tape might come to bite back the WWE? Who knows, but hopefully we'll know in the near future. Next up, coronavirus concerns mounting in the WWE. There does appear to be growing concerns within the WWE about the coronavirus and how it's going to affect WWE superstars as well as the WWE Universe. As we've noted in an earlier news video, the coronavirus is believed to have an incubation period of up to 14 days, which means a person can appear healthy despite being infected with the disease. As a result, seemingly healthy fans and/or wrestlers can interact, exposing themselves to the dangerous disease. Adding things such as autograph signings and other publicity appearances, and there is a concern that wrestlers and fans could get infected. With these concerns, it's no surprise WWE is taking action. According to PW Insider, WWE officials met with superstars at Raw. There was a meeting with talent before the show regarding the coronavirus to go over the latest available information on the disease outbreak and what talents can do to protect themselves on the road. There's also been growing rumors that WrestleMania 36 could be cancelled because of the disease, and this concern grows even further as there's been a reported case of someone falling ill to the virus in the Tampa Bay area. While there is a certain amount of media hype regarding the coronavirus, we applaud the WWE for its efforts. Next up, is AEW changing its wrestlers' contracts? One of the boasted benefits of working in All Elite Wrestling is that wrestlers are often allowed to work dates outside AEW. However, Fightful Select is reporting that this has changed over the last few months. Fightful has been told that almost all AEW contracts differ to some degree, but if they want to work an independent date, they'll submit it to the office or Christopher Daniels to get approval for it. The booking fees for some wrestlers has increased significantly because of the TNT exposure. AEW can't change its contracts without renegotiating them, but it's interesting to see that the company may be scaling back its cooperation with other promotions. Next up, an update on Van Hammer's DUI case. Former WCW wrestler Van Hammer, aka Mark Hildreth, is scheduled for court on 8th March at the Palm Beach County Court. You may recall Van Hammer was reportedly hammered when he drove his car into a 5-year-old boy on a bicycle. PW Insider's Mike Johnson noted, according to the police report, Hildreth was driving near South Seacrest Boulevard and Southeast 34th Avenue when Hildreth's car struck the boy who was riding his bicycle with his father. Hildreth was estimated to be doing 58 in the 35-mile-per-hour zone, according to the Washington Times. This would be Van Hammer's third DUI if convicted. He reportedly had one in 1985 and a second in 2004. A public defender is representing Van Hammer, who Johnson reports is charged with felony hit and run with failure to stop in a crash involving others and serious bodily injuries, DUI with injuries to another person and leaving the scene of an injury crash. We'll keep you updated on this case as it develops. Next up, where's Rusev? The WWE Universe is asking, where's Rusev? As while the Bulgarian Brute's lovely wife Lana has been on WWE television, fans haven't seen Rusev. He was originally scheduled to appear at Super Showdown for the 2-8 Trophy Gauntlet match, but didn't go. According to WrestlingNews.co's Paul Davis, Rusev has been backstage at some Raw shows in recent weeks, and he was there last night, but not used. The word making the rounds backstage at Raw is that Rusev has not signed a new deal. At this point, there is no match scheduled for him or Lashley at WrestleMania, although they could be inserted into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Could Rusev still be considering an exit from the WWE? Although Lana renewed her WWE contract, that doesn't mean Rusev has to stay. Rusev wouldn't be the first former WWE superstar with a wife remaining in the WWE, as seen by Jon Moxley's departure. But while Rusev has been out of the spotlight, Lana has been keeping busy in the WWE and elsewhere. Davis noted, meanwhile, Lana was not backstage at Raw because she is currently filming a movie. I was told that her new WWE contract allows her to take time off for outside projects. While Lana is a good valet/manager, she's best kept out of the ring as her wrestling skills are still lacking. Considering the WWE's many talented female superstars, there's currently zero reason to put Lana in the ring. Next up, Kevin Nash thinks Eric Bischoff deserves a solo WWE Hall of Fame induction. The announcement that the New World Order was going into the 2020 Hall of Fame was seen as a well-deserved one, but fans questioned the WWE's decision to not include Eric Bischoff in the faction, as they are inducting Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall and Sean Waltman. When a fan noted Bischoff deserves induction, Kevin Nash tweeted back, "I feel Eric should go in alone. His contributions warrant a solo induction." Of course, we couldn't see this tweet because we've been blocked by Kevin Nash on Twitter, but he makes a good point considering Bischoff's work in launching the Monday Night War during the 90s, a move which led you to a second golden age of wrestling in the mid to late 90s. Do you think ATM Eric deserves induction on his own, and or as an important member of the NWO? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Brock Lesnar is scheduled for another Raw appearance. Vince McMahon just can't get enough of seeing his buddy Brock Lesnar on Raw. Well, actually, Lesnar has been making regular appearances on Raw now that his UFC career is through, and according to Fort Worth Star-Telegram, Lesnar will be appearing at the 23rd March Raw airing from the Dickies Arena. Next up, add another potential MMA star to the WWE roster. It looks like fans can add another name to the ever-growing number of retired MMA fighters considering a run in the WWE. UFC legend Chuck Liddell spoke with TMZ recently, and when asked if he'd ever go to the WWE, he answered, "Oh, of course, I'd still do WWE. I'd still do pro wrestling. That would be a lot of fun." Considering all the former MMA stars in the WWE or considering a move there, the promotion at this point should be considered bringing back its Brawl for All competition. And finally, The Undertaker is upset with WWE. It looks like an oversight has led to some tension between The Undertaker and the WWE. In case you missed it, they recently posted a list of its greatest women wrestlers to hold a championship in the WWE or NXT as part of its celebration of Women's History Month. One person missing was Michelle McCool, a two-time women's champion and two-time Divas champion who retired in 2011. McCool made her displeasure known, tweeting, "Real talk, when you put up with more in the past than anyone would believe, simply because I'm the Undertaker's wife, I've rarely been mentioned for making any contribution to the women's revolution. Wow, not even top 45? McCool tweeted a clarification to avoid any misperception about her original tweet. For record, not a shot at any girl on this list. Respect to all, just felt the urge to speak up and remind all to know your worth. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Afterthought? Nobody? No, you are worthy." Although the WWE updated the list to include McCool as well as Bull Nakano, The Undertaker was apparently upset, tweeting, "Too little too late. Unbelievable." These kind of lists usually cause some controversy, but whoever forgot McCool is likely going to be in hot water, not as much as the pyro guy who charbroiled The Undertaker at the 2010 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, but they'd best hide. But there you have it guys, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.